Me and the boys, we're going to light a fire just using a shop bought flint and steel.
How we light a fire?
Yeah, that's what we're going to do now. Now what we need to do first is what George is doing here, is we need to clear the ground of all dry foliage. Just get it back to this soil and then put loads more on like George has done. So just a nice little base there to light his fire. And then we need to look for some birch bark, which got a birch tree over here.
One you made earlier?
Well, not made earlier, yeah. And we're just going to get some of the paper off there, just a little really thin bark, which is really good. The oils in this is good as well. So preparation is the key to lighting any fire. So this is what we're going to start off with, and we're going to get lots of small dry sticks, twigs, kindling, and then we're going to gradually get bigger and bigger. But if we don't spend the time preparing, well, you're not going to light a successful fire, and you're just going to panic and start throwing unnecessary stuff on your fire, and it won't be successful. So your preparation just this time before always leads to a really good fire. Get lots of little dry sticks and build something called, when I do this with other young people, there's a little hashtag, right, or knots and crosses, something like that. And that then, once we get that lit, the birch bark, paper bark there, it will allow, stick one in there, stop it rolling off, allow all the oxygen, because we need oxygen for fire lighting. 4 things we need for fire lighting. And do you know what they are?
I don't know.
Shall I tell you?
Yeah.
We need you, okay? Or somebody to light it. We need ignition or spark, which you will get from, you come back darling, come back, step back, which you will get from that, or friction, which you get something from like a bow drill, which is another technique to do. Okay, or you can use a lighter, and that's ignition, because the spark of the lighter lights the fire. Right, and you need fuel, and this is the fuel, which is the wood, and it has to be a certain type of wood, dry wood, okay? If it's not dry, and if it's wet, you're not going to be very successful in lighting your fire. You need to get it nice and dry, okay? Now, we've got our little bit of birch bark there, okay? We've got some thin stuff to put on the top.
Watch out, eh?
Right, so we'll try it now.
Yeah.
Okay, now using these is a good way to use these, Ethan. Are you watching Grandad?
Yeah.
Okay, so put my little pile there, put my foot there, that's your flint there, and that's your steel, okay? So I put my hand there at the side. Oh, watch my face with that stick. Okay. No, don't do anything yet, darling. Don't do anything.
Heath, move back a bit.
Watch those little pieces. Don't watch your stick, darling. Watch your stick. Right, and you see how the oxygen, because that's something else that we need for our fire, is getting through all the little sticks. All the little sticks. And eventually, we're still building it up with other little twigs. Don't do that with your stick, darling. Okay, and just watch your legs, step back. It's getting close to you. We don't want to cook your legs, do we?
No.
Now that. So we could then begin to add bigger stuff on there, couldn't we?
It's only too big.
Is it getting too big?
Yeah.
So is that cool?
Oh, it has got
So when we've finished, what we've got to do is just spread it out, okay? because we can't just leave the fire. We can't leave the fire, because what will happen, that will begin to smoulder, and then all the ground will burn. Okay, we get very, very few, if any, forest fires in Britain, but what we can do is get a big patch of ground that will start to smoulder and burn underground, and it can damage the trees, the tree roots, and we don't want to do that. Okay, so there's your stick. So now I'm just going to rub my foot over the top of it.
I can take this from.
See that steam in there? That's not burning, that's just steam. Okay, that's the wet soil. That's all the moisture that's evaporating with the heat. Okay, we'll just make sure that it's not red hot. Okay, that's fine now. Fully extinguished. Okay, back of your hand. Go like that. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Superb. One extinguished fire. Nice and cool now. Completely out. But there's still evidence of a fire. Just get a bit of brash. Just kick it over the top. No trace. Okay, nobody knows what's really been there. There we go. No trace fire. And then what we do
George, I said help yourself to the fruit, not the full malt loaf, man.
Can I have a bit? Can I have some? Can I break a bit off?
Yeah.
Is that alright?